Here we are in this rather large room, and it's much like a previous room we encountered, except there's a few more obstacles. Number one, there's these geysers of air that will basically try to blow you off the platforms. They're really not that hard, just time it so you're not running right when the air is about to blow. There's a bunch of those enemies on the wall here. You can just, some of them will just fall into the abyss once you draw near, but climb your way up to the top of this area. Our goal is to make it over to the corner of the room here, but we are going to need bombs to blow up the bomb statues here, to cause platforms to appear, allowing us to jump on over. If you don't have bombs, just on the other edge of those, well, the stationary platforms now that will be moving platforms in just a moment, there's a barrel that contains some bombs, so you can pick up some bombs that way. You want to successfully toss bombs into these holders, unlike that failed attempt just now. And finally, jump on over. You can collect the amber relic that's here, jump on over and use the Gust Bellows on the pile of dust to reveal another time shift stone. Much like before, once you hit this time shift stone, it'll cause a whole bunch of brand new enemies to, or not brand new enemies, but enemies to appear. The whole place will come to life. There's those movable platforms. There's these like rotating like treadmill type platforms, and it's a lot more lively. There's a BMO statue, or several BMO statues that have come to life in this room. I can't quite reach that one from here, I don't think. So just jump on over. I mean, these guys, you've fought enough of them where they shouldn't be too hard. One thing that I find that you've probably noticed in this video, that I sometimes have trouble getting an exact horizontal slash. Just it's like I go slightly on an angle, and the Wiimote, it like picks that up. So you sort of have to be kind of precise with your Wiimote slashes. Anyway, pull down the lever here, and this will cause one of the moving platforms to move in your direction. And from here, you can just jump on over and then use the Gust Bellows on sort of like the propeller above it, and it'll send you across the rail to the other edge of the platform. From here, make your way across, and there's a few more of those bomb statues on the left, as well as a Centrobe enemy. This is another one of the cases where the Centrobe is sort of above the abyss, so even after you defeat the Centrobe and the Centrobe bombs, after you defeat it, the rupees are going to scatter all over the place, where you're not going to be able to seek all of the rewards that it gives out. I think it's just sort of luck in terms of what direction the red rupees go in, but I mean, you pretty much get all sorts of rupees each time you defeat one of these, so you definitely want to defeat it. You could easily avoid it, but it's worth defeating. There are these two bomb statues here, and they reveal a like pattern along the wall. And the first one that was open already was a 2, then there's a 3, and then there's a 1. This data that we just found out, we are going to use it in just a bit on the other side of the room. But for now, we want to just pull out the Gust Bellows, and much like we did in a previous room, pull out or push this platform over to the edge over here so that we can jump onto it. From here, just jump back onto that platform that we just moved, and now we can use it to get all the way to the north end of the room. Unfortunately, we cannot quite get through this door yet because there is a gate that is blocking our pathway. There is a box right here, and we definitely want to pull it before progressing, just in case we mess up. We can easily climb up. But what we want to do is we want to jump on this moving platform here, and just make your way across. And what you can do is toss bombs into these platforms. And if you notice, they're sort of just on the opposite side of the room as those numbered statues that we saw earlier. And when you knock these ones down, instead of like a display, they reveal some diamond switches. And if you haven't figured it out yet, what we are going to need to do is hit these diamond switches in proper order, and that proper order is based on the statues found on the other edge of the room. So first and foremost, just use your bombs to bring down all 3 of these like layers, so that you can access the diamond switches. Now you could just stand on this platform if you'd like right now, but there seems to be a center platform for the specific reason, well, of being able to access all of them and being able to see. Looking at this way, it says 2, 3, 1, with 1 being at the north end of the room. So 1 being at the far north end of the room, you want to hit the one at the north end of the room first. So even though it's 2, 3, 1 on the other side, it'll be 1, 3, 2 on this side. So hit number 1, then hit the one that's on the furthest to the south, which is the 2. And afterwards, just hit the one right in the middle, and it will cause the door at the far north end of the room to open up the gate, allowing us to reach the next room. In general, this puzzle did not give me much trouble at all. In fact, I didn't think many of the puzzles in the Laneru mining facility gave me trouble at all in terms of their entirety. There was a bunch of puzzles, a bunch of little ones, but made me think a little bit, but nothing that was overly excessive. There are 2 more armos here, and if you look on the ground, you will find sort of like a radius of sorts of that's how far the armos will extend. And what you want to do is defeat them one at a time instead of going right in the middle, because there's an area that overlaps that both of the armoses can attack you, and fighting 2 of them at once can be quite difficult. Once both of them have been defeated, the gate will open up, allowing you to reach the boss treasure chest. So open it up to get the ancient circuit. And much like the previous 2 dungeons, instead of getting a boss key or dungeon, or whatever you want to call it, they give you a item, basically something to insert into the boss dungeon door. I guess I don't really know why they did it. Sort of just added. Maybe they just got sick of using boss keys, or just wanted to do something different. Anyways, you can just drop down the ledge here, or you can climb down the ladder. And there's another one of those rotating beamoses over here. Or not rotating, but it moves along a rail of sorts. Just defeat it using any of the methods. I'm trying to use the Skyward Strike. As you probably have noticed, it takes 2 Skyward Strikes to hit to knock out one of its poles, while it only takes 1 Skyward Strike to knock down one of its poles when you're up close, or 1 regular Sword Strike. So you're better off using the Sword Strike, but it's safer using the Skyward Strike. I just like showing different ways. This area is a little more tricky because there's an air geyser along the treadmill. What you can do at any point is just walk in place in the direction, and you won't move forward or back. And then once the air geyser has passed, you can just run across then. So just get to the area right before the air geyser, wait until it goes away, and then dash across to get by. Afterwards, go through the door here to once again get back to the large central chamber of this room. This is the last time we're going to be entering this room. So you can climb the ladder to the left. You don't really need to even go here. This is just another one of those cases where they wanted to allow you to make a quicker pathway to the dungeon, in case you, for whatever reason, choose not to save at the bird statue. And if you have to start the whole dungeon over for whatever reason, I guess if you want to leave the dungeon and get like potions from the bazaar or something, and if you're having trouble with the boss, they want to leave that option of quick access to the dungeon boss. I know in past Zelda games, in Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, for example, once you reach the dungeon boss, they just created a portal right by the dungeon boss, and meaning if you died at the dungeon boss, and if you have to leave the dungeon, you can just step into that little blue portal and it will take you to the dungeon boss. I guess for whatever reason they did not want to do that. I guess I suppose maybe they want to avoid the whole magical aspect to it and more make it a little more realistic in a sense. I don't know. For whatever reason, they decided not to include that. And they have the shortcuts instead. This area is a little complicated in that there's a minecart, and once you activate it, it'll start moving along, but it doesn't actually create rails like before. It doesn't actually create platforms, I should say. So what you need to do is jump on the platform here, and then use your Gust Bellows to move the platform to the other edge while being conscious of the air geysers that could blow you off. Once you're here, be sure to save at this particular bird statue instead of the one we just saved at, much for the reason is you are right by the dungeon boss now. So if you die, if you struggle at the boss, then you'll just appear right here instead of across, so that you can, since you're here, you can quickly get to the dungeon boss instead of having to go through that final platform. This is pretty much going to do it for this video. We are now pretty much ready to take on the dungeon boss. If you'd really like to, if you want to store up some potions or what not, you can go outside using the bird statue. But afterwards, just run on over to the large locked door here, and insert the key. For whatever reason, I had a lot of trouble on this particular one, and these get much harder as you progress. I know the one in the Skyview Temple and Earth Temple were rather simple. But finally place it in, and once you place it in, head on in to take on the dungeon boss, and I will see you guys for the next video for that.